Hey, it's Sherelle Martin here with Nitram Financial Solutions, where we teach bookkeeping without boundaries. So today what I want to do is talk to you about 1099s and W-9s and all that jazz. And so here's the skinny on that. Because every year, at this time of the year, we are fighting with clients and their vendors to obtain W-9s so that we can determine if they need to get a 1099 or not. And so here's the thing. Are you required as a vendor, as a business owner, are you required to get a W-9 from all the vendors whom you pay? If you're a vendor, are you required to submit a W-9 to the business? The answer is yes. When? Always. All the time. Every time. And if you work with that vendor repeatedly year over year, you should submit a W-9 to them at the beginning of every year, just in case your address changed or something like that. And so every year we're fighting with people to get these W-9s because nobody wants to get a 1099 in January and have to pay taxes on their income. And listen, I get it. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. You still have to submit it, especially if you are not a corporation. Now, if you are a corporation, are you required to submit a W-9 always? Yes, because how else in the world are we as business owners, we as accountants, supposed to know that you're a corporation if you don't submit the proper documentation? We can't take your word for law. I'm sorry. Too many people have lied and said that they were something that they were not. So the W-9 is always required. If you're a business, you need to get a W-9 from every vendor whom you pay before you pay them. They do not get a check until you get a W-9. That should be a part of your onboarding process. You should get all the documentation that you need. You should be getting a W-9. You should be getting a subcontractor agreement. And if it calls for it, you should get a NDA if that's depending on the type of business you're in and if that's required as well. You need to get this every single time before a payment is submitted, because I promise you, if you need to pay someone and they haven't sent you your W-9 and you withhold their payment because they are a contractor, they will get you their W-9. But if you wait until November, until December, and you're no longer working with that person, you're gonna have to put up a fight to get it, because they're not gonna want to give it to you because they don't want to pay taxes on their income. So the questions that were asked: do you have to get a W-9 from every vendor? Yes. If they are a corporation, are they required? Yes, they still should submit a W-9, because how else are you supposed to know? Do you have to give a 1099 to someone who is a corporation? The answer is no. But you don't know that they're a corporation until they give you their documentation. You need to get the W-9. So I just wanted to come on here and give my little rant because I know this sounds really aggressive, but it is just so frustrating year over year over year. I've been doing accounting for a very, very long time. I have been doing accounting for almost 30 years, and it's the one thing that is the simplest task that is always the most difficult task, because people do not want to comply. Doesn't matter what kind of business you are, because technically you're supposed to get it from every single vendor. Doesn't matter how big or small. I have clients, like I have a client right now who's telling me they pay a fee, a management fee or some type of fee to their property management company, and the name on the checks is ABC Company LLC. Well, guess what? I don't care what you do, you still got to give a W-9. It doesn't matter that you are a property management company. That doesn't change the fact that you should or should not get a W-9. It is required of every single vendor. So please, 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 if you are a business owner, please obtain these forms up front. If you are a vendor, please give it willingly and don't be difficult about it, because it is a requirement for everyone to stay in compliance. So that is your tip for this week: how to do bookkeeping without boundaries, because not getting the W-9s is a boundary. And so anyway, I will see you next time.